Hey yos, this is Heavy Metal Magazine from the 90s. Yes, it is Heavy Metal Magazine from the 90s, specifically July 1996, right? And so, yeah, and look at the back. I love the back of this thing, man. This is the Heavy Metal the Motion Picture. And it's interesting, it's like, it says right here, finally the classic animation is out on video. This didn't go on video until 1996? Really? I thought what? This came out in 1980 something, 2-ish or whatever. And I know I saw it. Really? It wasn't until 96 that this came out? That is so weird. I thought this came out a lot earlier, but I guess I saw it in the 90s. Well, hey, who knew, huh? Oh, anyway, this is pretty cool. It's got Beasley, Burton, and Sib, which I don't know Burton and Sib, but Beasley's awesome, and I really like his stuff. Beautiful cover, too. Like, check that out. Nice, man. Cool cover. I hope they, like, it's okay to show that. But, yeah, really cool cover. There's a lot of nice stuff in here. Let me see. Body count. Look at it. Simon Beasley doing Ninja Turtles. Like, you know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And this is like this dude Simon Beasley who just like takes all of his art like over the top, and you can see like a different, like the Beasley interpretation of Ninja Turtles and what they really are. Oh yeah, let's see what's in here. There's a bunch of like weird panels that I don't even know what they're from, but they're weird panels of art and they look really freaking cool. I don't know if that's more Beasley. Is that more Beasley? I don't know, it doesn't even say. It's Turtles, yeah, it's more Beasley, yeah. You can always tell, see, that style of art, you always know it's Simon Beasley doing it. I don't know, I've been looking back through these lately, and there's a lot of Simon Beasley. For some reason, I didn't realize he put so much content into this magazine. I was always thinking, you know, Simon Beasley, he's not really making a lot of his own stuff. But he was doing a lot of stuff for like Heavy Metal Magazine. Like, like almost every issue has Simon Beasley on there for years and years, and now I don't know what he's doing, but he was doing a lot of cool shit. Glamour Is Back. Oh wow, wow. Glamour Is Back. Sex Symbol Dynasty. Remember Dynasty? That was like an old show. Dynasty was a pretty cool show too. This is nice. A whole page of Druna by Spiri. Druna's fantastic. If you've never like read Druna, it's the best art ever. Like everyone agrees on that. It just has the most amazing art. She's like the best drawn female hero character of all time. The best drawn one, right? She's not like a badass like hero, but she could be. But she's just drawn really well. Look no longer to the stars. This is nice. Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but it's got like a wizard, and then it's got like, what's all that shit? Wow, it's cool. I like the art style, it's nice. The wizard and everything like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The art style is nice. Let me see. There's like these like weird freaking monsters that look like they have like elephant noses, and then weird shit happening, like something eating this dude, tentacles and whatever. And then he's like leading his people through the desert. That's pretty cool, with a staff. If you're gonna lead your people in the desert, you gotta have a staff, a good one like that. Like a staff that's big, that's taller than you, my man, so that the people in the back can see it, right? And yeah, let's see what that's going on here. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't even know what this is about, but you know, honestly, I want to read this. I haven't read it. Yes, it's been on my shelf since 1996. I don't buy these old. I really never buy them old. So I know that like the ones that I have from back in the day are the ones I bought at the time. And I knew, you know, and so like this has been standing there and it hasn't been read. I don't know if I even read it. Like, I might have read some of it, but you know what? Like in 96, it was a long time ago. And seriously, I don't remember this. Like the movies I saw in 96, I don't remember what they were about. Like I remember what they were about, but I don't remember like, if I watch the movie again, it'll feel to me like I'm watching it for the first time because it was that long ago. But what I like about these is that like, these things are like, they're really good. They're just like, they're sort of time capsules of the past, you know? Like they're just like really cool. It's just that like in the 90s, the stories were great in this thing. There was a time for years that every story was just on par, amazingly excellent in this comic book. A lot of cool stuff. Just like, yeah. Let's see, more of this, more of that. Yeah. Wow. Nice. I don't know who drew this one, but it's really nice. It's nicely drawn, and the comic book is pretty cool. A lot of like stuff happening. Like I don't even know what the hell is going on in it, but it's cool. The art is nice. Let me see. I wonder what else is in here. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice art. It's pretty nice art. That's pretty cool. Like they always just have like great artists in here. Like I don't know. Like okay, every issue of Heavy Metal has like their really well drawn stuff and the stuff that's not well drawn. And I don't know why they've got the stuff that's not well drawn, because sometimes like okay, I can understand why like sometimes they'll just have like shabbily drawn or very sketchy comic books. I think it's just because like sometimes like the comic just has a great story, but in my opinion, like if your comic book isn't going to be well drawn, then don't draw a comic book. Write a novel and that's it, and then put some illustration in it. You know, if there's too much for the artist to do and they have to do it too quickly, you know, just get a few pages of art in it and do the rest in writing. You know, because like, but this is nice. This is well drawn. It's pretty cool. I don't know what's going on, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. More stuff. I don't know. Not a lot going on. Let me see if there's something better in here than that. I'll only show like the good stuff because it's like there's just pages and pages. I guess you have to like sit there and read it. But there's like pages and pages of like stuff. Sometimes like something really cool will pop up and you will just like be able to Heavy Metal books. These are pretty cool. Like these are all the books you can get. And these are pretty much like really good stories in the style of Heavy Metal magazine. So these are basically Heavy Metal books. And there are some like also some magazines they recommend, like these greatest hits, whatever, these special issues. They're not necessarily better or anything like that, but sometimes they are like, they've got significant stories in it, like Tarna, or, you know, stuff that's just illustrated well. Heavy Metal, like greatest hits, where it's got like all of the best artists and writers in it. Just a bunch of stuff. And let me see. This is pretty weird. Like I just like opened the comic up, and I like saw this, and I was just like, this is weird. Like this panel here, this dude, like what the hell is that? It's like a dude in the radio. I'm pretty sure that looks like a radio with like a tape player from the 90s, like a cassette tape player. Like I think the 90s was when the CDs first were invented, in the 90s, and like people started buying CDs, and they lied to you. They started telling people that CDs sound better than records, and people realized later that they don't. But they didn't realize that for years, that CDs sounded, like records sounded better than CDs. The only difference is what I like about CDs more than records, and I think it's more of like a deal breaker on the side of records, is you have to flip them over. You have to flip them over like records. Like why not just put a bigger record and put everything on one side? That would make sense, right? No, they put it on both sides, so you have to go and flip over the record. No, why don't you just like, and that's what I like about tapes. You can tape your record on a tape, and then you don't have to flip the tape over. And sometimes radios will just play the other side of the tape automatically. But they really don't have like record players that do that. They don't have record players that flip your album over. You can just stack records on one on top of each other, and they'll just play side A of your whole stack. It just doesn't make any sense. Why didn't you just make the record bigger and put everything on the first side, or make albums the size of one side of the record? And they had the small records with two sides to it. And then with the small records, they could have put everything on one side and not even have to make the record bigger. What are they doing? Like, just no one thought of it. Like, and no one at the time thought of it, and no one was like saying anything about it. This is weird. This is freaking weird. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if there's something cool to look at. The art is kind of weird. Like, definitely like weird shit going on in this art. Kind of weird. I don't know. And then like this on top with this thing happening. The thing about like Heavy Metal Magazine, it's like cool. It's just as cool to flip through it and look through it as it is to actually sit down and read it. Because just everything just like comes out at you. Like all of the art is just such a, you never know what you're gonna see on the next page. This is nice. Burton and Sib, Matrimonial Agency. Oh man, Segura did this. Okay, this is the thing I wanted to talk about. Well, one thing I want to talk about as Spiri. This guy is Spiri. I didn't read a lot of his stuff. I don't even know if I read any of his stuff, but from just the artwork, it looks really compelling and amazing. And then this Warm Winds, these are really good prints. You get like this print in it, and you get like you get this print, and you get a bunch of royal prints in this Warm Winds. You get like 6 prints or something. It's really good. This is kind of cool. See these characters? I don't know if they're like human or they're cyborg, but this guy draws this character called, I don't know exactly how to pronounce the name, Ragnarok or Ragnarok or something like that. It's not Ragnarok, that's what I thought it was. Because that would be a cool name for like a badass character. Ragnarok, you know, the apocalypse of the Norse people. Like, no, that would be a cool name for anyone, like Ragnarok. That's a great name, just for anything. You can name your ship Ragnarok. But I don't know if that's a good idea, because like if you want good fortune, you don't want to like name your ship the Apocalypse. But yeah, but these characters here, Ragnarok or whatever, Ranzarox or whatever the hell his name was, he was this like sort of cyborg muscled robot. And this guy, like, he just does a lot of cool stuff, but it also like looks comedic, but it also has a lot of action, a lot of interesting artwork, really, really punk looking artwork, like, you know, like monsters and stuff like that happening and whatever. This is pretty cool art that he has. I don't know if his stories are good because I've never read a Ranzarock story or whatever. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong probably, but you know, whatever. Some more of these, more of those, more of those. Huh, interesting. Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. There's the guy, the girl, more stuff happening. The dude with the machine gun, the alien, whatever they are. And more weird shit going on. I really do want to read this one because it just looks nice. It just looks cool. Like it looks readable. Like it just says read me, read me. Okay. And it's not that long. It's only like a few pages long. God, it'll only take me like 20 minutes to read that. Really cool though. I hope it's good because I do want to read it. Wow. Weird. Oh wow. More shorts, Lolita, Squeak the Mouse. Squeak the Mouse. Wow. The Marriage of Irina Valenko. And then like it goes from something weird to something a little bit more serious, where it looks like there's some kind of drama going on. And it's just like people stories without like, you know, people showing up aliens with guns and shit. Like it's just people and there's like a story there, and obviously it's heavy metal, so it's like the story's just gonna get weird somehow. And like, I don't know. It doesn't really say anything. Huh. It looks like a love story, sort of. Or just like something weird that's happening. You know? What is all this? Okay. Oh yeah, she seems to be like falling in love with this dude with the hat. Dude with the hat. It sort of also looks like a European kind of thing because the hat looks European. The hat's definitely European. It looks one of those European hats. But, you know, it's not a fantasy story. I mean, I guess it could be, I guess it is fantasy or whatever. It could be fantasy. Or it could be like something going on. I have to actually read it. Because they do call themselves a illustrated fantasy magazine. It's like Heavy Metal, the illustrated fantasy magazine. You know? Let's see. Wow. This looks a little bit like Blueberry from Mobius. You know, but then again, like sometimes they'll just have this kind of stuff. And in my opinion, I can't really get into, it might be a good story, but I can't get, and it's like illustrated, but I just can't get into like black and white art. You know, just pen and ink without color. It's just like, it feels like something's missing. It just doesn't feel like the same thing. Art of Olivia. She's great for doing pinups and all kinds of like, she draws other women. She's like a woman doing pinups, where there's a lot of pinup guys doing pinups, but Olivia's like a woman doing pinups. So her stuff is like from the female point of view. They have like Pamela Anderson that she draws. Pamela Anderson, Betty Page, Olivia, Heavy Metal. I don't know, that's what it's called. So she's got like, she draws like Betty Page and she draws like Pamela Anderson and stuff like that. Those are kind of pin-up, sort of like Betty Page's pin-up. Pamela Anderson's like a pin-up, like movie star. And then there's like the Yellow Battery. As you can see, like it's just a completely different story. But you never know what's gonna happen. Like it looks like, oh, it's some kind of drama or whatever it is, or some kind of like real-time story or something happening in the real world, you know. But all of a sudden, shit can get weird. And you don't know, like, what the hell happened. The story just changes very, very quickly. And a lot of fantasy stories are like that. They're just like, they start off normal. Like the Twilight Zone stories are like that. They'll start off normal, everything's cool for the first 10 minutes, and then blam, like they're in the Twilight Zone. Like shit is just going all over the place. And at first you might say, well, this is the regular story going on. And then like 10 minutes into the story, that's like totally upside down turned. It's totally like the Twilight Zone. Oh man, look at that. Nudity. Yeah. The only thing about flipping through these things, you have to like flip over the nudity because you can't show it. It's just YouTube will like hate your video if you do that. They'll really hate your video. They'll fucking put it so that no one sees it. You know, they'll oh god. Either, I don't know, more like not anything too interesting. I don't know. Let's see, wait, what else is there? This is interesting. Looks like an adventure that looks like a map. Hopefully they have more than this as pictures, because it's just a map. I mean, it's just a map. I mean, you didn't have to make the whole panel, the whole page a map. You know, you could have put more story there. Instead of putting one panel, it's just the map. It's not like the main scene in the story. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh, that looks like Vikings and shit. Like a Viking in a helmet. Yeah. Oh, it's just like it's Viking or something, like ship people with like crossbows. No need for a trial run. Crossbow guy with arrows and like a helmet. Okay. Flip it, because there's nothing on it. Okay, let me see, wait. Oh, wow. This was cool. These calendars are fantastic, man. If you like this kind of art, check out Heavy Metal calendars. They're out every year. The older ones are cheap, and they come with a ton of art inside of them. They're still worth getting because you can flip through them like art books. You can put them on your wall because it's art. They're not good quality prints, but they will last for a while. And they're just amazing. Like, it's just like, their calendars are great. You like flip it. If you want to put a calendar and you want this kind of art and you like this kind of art, check out heavy metal calendars, or like Louis Royal calendars, Boris Vallejo calendars, Julie Bell calendars. All these like fantasy artists have calendars, and they'll give you like, you know, like 18 months of every month you have a different like illustration on there. It's really cool. That way you don't have like one print on your wall the whole time. It just keeps changing the whole year, which is pretty good. And they cost like less than one print. They're like $12.99, and a print is like $20, and you get like 12. You get 18 of them. And they're huge. And this is interesting. Like the back is Heavy Metal the Motion Picture. Check out this movie. It's an animated movie. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. This is the coolest movie ever. This is seriously one of my favorite. I think it's my favorite animated movie. And I know there's a lot of animated movies that are very, very good. I've seen them, and they're good. This is my favorite. I don't know, maybe this is the first one I ever saw, but it's definitely the best. It's got the best soundtrack. It's got great like drawing. It's got great characters. It's got a great story. It doesn't make a lot of sense when you first watch it, but then it really does make sense, but it's just hard to pick up all of the things in the movie that brings the movie together. It just looks like a bunch of random stories, but they are tied together by the Lochnar, which is like this green globe of evil that goes from story to story. And that's the one thing most of the stories have in common with each other. And the story does start and does end. And even though it's abstract a little bit, or a lot, it's very abstract, you still get a lot of, it's just a lot of content, and it's really great stories. It's like, it doesn't have to conform to what you think a movie is or what movies are at the time. They basically keep that heavy metal thing. You know, when you open like an issue of Heavy Metal, it's like you get a bunch of different stories in the magazine. It's the same thing with the movie, where you just get a lot of different stories in the movie. So it's just like the magazine, where it's just like more than one different story. Available June 4th, 1996. This is when it came out. I thought it came out in the 80s. Really, I thought it came out in the 80s, and I just didn't see it until later, but I guess not. I guess it came out in 96. I really thought it came out earlier. No, featuring the works of Juan Jimenez. He was great artist. Richard Corbin, good artist. Agnes McKee and Bernie Wrightson, who I recognize the name, but I don't recognize his art. Plus 10 additional minutes of footage featuring Corny Cole and Pink Floyd, which I didn't know that they put Pink Floyd in the movie, because I never saw the editions with Pink Floyd in it, and I never did see the Pink Floyd one. It's interesting. I've never seen this. This is a different edition. It says 10 minutes of additional footage, which I've never seen, but maybe it's on YouTube or something like that. You could see the additional 10 minutes with Pink Floyd. That sounds pretty cool. Also available, Heavy Metal the Movie Book, a behind-the-scenes view of the classic film, 144 pages of artist profiles, pre-production, sketches, storyboards, and more. And it was at the time, it was like $24.95, $4 shipping and handling, $6 for Canada and foreign. Wow. That's so cool. Which is weird, because I have the DVD, and I have got the DVD, and it doesn't have the 10 additional minutes of footage. It doesn't have Pink Floyd. There must be another additional with Pink Floyd, which I really want to see, because I like Pink Floyd, and I like, it would be cool if they put the two things together, Heavy Metal and Pink Floyd. Because Pink Floyd is like, it's right up their alley. This is like the weird fantasy sci-fi, the abstract sounds, Pink Floyd would be like the musical version of a heavy metal artist. So yeah, here we go. Green heavy metal sign. Beasley, Burton, and Sib, July 1996. Cool girl on the cover. And Alien. Ah! Yeah, man. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment if you want to comment, and yeah, like and subscribe. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to do that, and I'll see you guys in another video later.